Everything is spiritual. Greetings, greetings, and welcome to the channel. You're with Tanisha Ali of Butterfly Transformations, coming at you today with tips on how to become more self-aware. If this looks like a video that you are interested in, please stick around. Do not forget to order my book, Manifesting Your Masterpiece, on Amazon, and look out for my next book in the next 2 months. I hope that everyone is doing well. I hope that you are feeling peaceful. I hope that whatever it is you're struggling with or fighting, whether it's the elements, whether it's a financial disastrous situation or some other thing that is gripping your life right now, that you are holding fast and knowing that this too shall pass and no fire can last forever. So today we're talking about self-awareness. And first of all, I want to say that self-awareness and getting a handle on it is going to be one of your greatest assets in your spiritual journey. I'm trying to get myself together here, so you have to excuse me. It's going to be one of your greatest assets on your spiritual journey, on your life journey, because as I say, everything is spiritual. Some people think this is spiritual. Some people think the tree pose in yoga is spiritual. Some people think that studying astrology is spiritual. Everything is spiritual because everything is connected. And the sooner that you understand that, the better you will evolve. And the sooner you will evolve and live more of a high vibrational life. So when we talk about self-awareness, we're talking about knowledge of the self. Now, it's important to understand that I am talking about specifically two types of knowledge. Knowledge of your light aspect, or what is above the surface, your conscious thinking and your conscious interaction. And we're also talking about your darkness, so to speak, which is only referring to that which is beneath the surface, that which you cannot see, that which you may not necessarily be aware of, the more shadow aspects, the things that are operating outside of your conscious awareness, which is just about everything. Science is telling us upwards of 90%, sorry folks, of what we experience on a day-to-day basis is outside of our conscious awareness. That means that you are walking around almost like a robot in and out of your day-to-day life, and so much of what is going on is beneath the radar, which makes it very dangerous for you not to begin to flip that and not to begin to try to make more of what is unconscious rise to the level of consciousness. So what that means is the things we like, the things we don't like, the things we judge, the things we stay quiet about, the things that make us crazy, the things that we quote unquote say are emotional triggers for us, or the things that we emotionally react to and don't even know that they're maybe triggers for us. Every single aspect of our reality that is happening beneath the surface is actually the fuel for what goes on in our day-to-day lives. So it behooves us all, don't you think, to start to become more aware of what the hell this stuff is. So let's dig into it. And if you have not liked, shared, or commented on this video, or signed up for notifications, click on that little bell so that when my new videos come out, you will get them, so that this video is more successful and that you can help me get my message across, and so that you can share what maybe you are working on with other people who are also trying to do work. Please make sure that you subscribe and that you like, smash that subscribe, text, and hit that like button and give me a thumbs up. So anyway, let's talk about the first and most easiest way. This is the easiest way, which is just to sit back and reflect. Reflect on what happened to you during the day, and reflect on not how you saw it from your point of view, which is what we normally do. We ruminate and we go over in our head and we say, I should have said this and I should have said that, and shoot, maybe if I had done this, he wouldn't have done that. No. Self-awareness, which gives you a greater idea of what is operating in your life underneath the surface, that is causing things to shape up in your life the way they do, and that's creating the reality that you see, is not about looking at what you already said and playing it over in your head. It's about getting to the core of why you said what you said, why you doing what you're doing, why you feeling how you feeling, and all of the other stuff that's turning your world upside down and making your world appear like a place that is not a friendly universe. So you are to reflect and place yourself in the other person's shoes. That's the level of self-reflection that Tunisia Ali is talking about. That is the level of self-reflection that I take myself to, that I try to hold myself to when I'm in moments of doing self-awareness work, because it is something that you have to carve out time for until you begin to practice this and build this muscle. It doesn't just happen on its own. You have to stop and say, okay, every day between the hours of 9 and 9:15, I'm going to sit back and replay my day. And I'm going to look at myself from the other people's point of view. Now, it could be your husband's point of view. It could be your wife's point of view. It could be your girlfriend's point of view, your lover's point of view, your boss's point of view, your colleague's point of view, even the point of view of your dog, your pet, your cat. Hell, how did you treat them today? Were you nice? Did you tap them? Did you throw them outside? Did you grab them by the collar? Did you show them some love? Did you acknowledge them when you came home the way they acknowledged you? Did you treat them more importantly than you did your son or your daughter? Like, getting into the other point of view. The second thing I want you to do is to look at and replay the events in your life from the observer, witness, external referral, so to speak, point of view, which is where you step outside of your point of view, you step outside of anybody else's point of view, and you look at yourself as if you had a bird's eye view and you were an eagle flying through the sky that's taking that higher perspective, and you look down and you say, damn, what's going on down there? In this case, you're not taking my side, you're not taking your side, you're not taking his side, you're not taking her side. You're like, damn, let me write this down. Let me tell my dad or let me tell my sister what was going on today. Let me relate this story. When you relate a story about something you saw, you don't relate it from anybody's point of view, right? It's third person point of view. It's like the omnipresent point of view that you learn about in your language arts class back in the 4th grade when you tell a story. So you look at it like that and you say, oh shit, dang. She called him a what? She said he was an attention whore. Oh my gosh, she just called him a narcissist. Well, it looked like the both of them are doing name calling, so they both got some issues they need to resolve, huh? And look at the child over there in the corner afraid. What is going on here? Or you're looking at the interaction in the office and you're saying, my, look at that leader, look at that supervisor. She is really getting it in and hammering it down on the people in the sales department, and none of them are speaking up. I wonder why they're not asserting themselves. I wonder how she's taken their power. It's an amazing situation to look at her operate and to see how intimidating she is. You're looking at it from everybody's point of view so you can replay it, okay? And when you replay it, you can see your situation objectively in the replay without getting yourself involved in it. And then not only that, the things that you're able to see and point out in everybody else, here's the clincher here. Those are the things that are also within you. So you can say, oh my gosh, she's pretty aggressive. And then you say, well, damn. Later on, after you look at what you got and think about what you thought about and what you saw, you say, ooh, in what area of this little interaction today was I aggressive? In what area of what happened today, later on in the day or in that same scenario, was I holding something in and I was resentful? So even though those people that the so-called boss was hammering on them weren't saying anything, you better believe they were holding up some stuff. They were suppressing some emotions. Maybe they're dealing with some repressed anger. So you can ask yourself, where am I dealing with repressed anger? And what other areas of my life have I felt like this before? You understand what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm seeing it from all of the different points of view, and all of those different points of view in that 360-degree view is going to allow you to then look at yourself and see what work you need to do. Let me see what else I put down here in my notes because I don't want to forget. Now, the other way, I know I have this at the end, but I do want to talk about it, is listening to the complaints that people have about you, the things that you don't want to hear. There are people that have said things about you. They've said things like you talk too much. They've said things like, wow, you take up all the air in the room. They've said things like, you never speak up for yourself, or step into your power, or maybe they've said you're a liar, or maybe they've said you're lying, or maybe they've said You're always in a relationship that's not serving you. How is it that you're attracting these relationships into your life? Maybe they've said to you, you're an alcoholic. I think you need to go to an Alcoholic Anonymous meeting. Anonymous meeting. Maybe they've said you're too emotional. You overreact. And we live in a world today where we make those excesses ultra sensitive areas, and we are covered from personal accountability for these things. And society teaches us, if your parents told you were too emotional, then they are the cause for you being emotionally repressed, and now you need to claim your emotionalism, and you need to cry all day long, and you need to blame people for everything. No, we're not trying to go over to the other extreme. You've been on one extreme. Now I'm going to take you all the way over here so that now you can come to the middle, because it takes practice. So you look at those things and you give them credibility, and you search out and you investigate and you study and you introspect and you try to have a greater level of insight into the areas in your life where those things may be true. That is a very difficult thing to do, but it is a must, and you can simply not get around it. The next thing is what you always hear people talk about: journal. Journaling is wonderful. It's wonderful for people who are in their heads a lot and who are very cerebral, or who get anxious about things, because you take it out of your head and you put it down. It's good for everybody, though, even if you're not that person, even if you're more in your emotions, even if you're more in your body. It's a great idea to write these things down so that you can get them out of your head on paper and you can see them objectively. It helps you to accentuate the intention of getting more insight and gaining more clarity. It also helps you to go through and look at patterns over time. As you amass more and more journals, and as you do more and more inner work, you can begin to see the growth and just how far you've come, from whence you've come. I'm going to take this moment. I'm going to pull a card. Y'all know I'm pulling cards. It's around the holiday season. Call and get your readings. They are at a discount right now. This card is to tell you what type of work you need to be working on. I only take the jumper, so something has to jump and I have to get out of this chair every time. Energy balance. So this is about looking at your life and bringing greater awareness to where you are out of balance. Period. Is your root chakra out of balance? What type of fears are you having about your finances? What goes back to your childhood trauma? Are you dealing with finances, insecurity, divorce, anything that's causing your home life to be up in an upheaval? Is it a relationship dynamic that is happening right now? Maybe it's your sacral chakra. Are you not getting enough sex? Are you getting too much sex? Is the sex that you're getting not the type of sex that you need? Whatever it may be, do you have a creative outlet? Are you able to explore your passion and follow your passion? Maybe it's solar plexus. Where are you out of balance? Where are you not taking action in your life? Where are you taking too much action? Where are you too controlling or needing to dominate? Where is it that you're not being assertive enough? All of these different chakras, look at them and assess where in your life you're needing more balance. Bring a greater amount of self-awareness to that area. Beautiful message. Let's see what's at the root of that. Abundance. Okay, it's time to shed the light of awareness on, and this is coming up a lot, guys. So we have more abundance around us than we realize, and sometimes based on what's going on in the outside world, you can forget to count your abundance and to be grateful. So this is a reminder that to hold the vibration and to live in a better frequency, in a more high vibrational place, it is so important that you, count your blessings, that you say, thank you, God. God says, he who has, I will increaseth. And he who do not have, or he who does not have, I will take it away. So that means, from a spiritual standpoint, for those of us who don't identify with certain books and certain religions, essentially what that is saying is that as you expand and you see what I've given you, you will see more, which means you will attract more, right, into your life. Like attracts like. And as you contract your view and you see less of what I have given you, you will feel that you have less. And so it is, as we thinketh, a man shall beeth, or as a man iseth, a man thinketh. What is it? As a man thinketh, he is. So in that case, you're going to actually have less because you see less. You can't count the blessings around. You don't realize you have a phone, and you don't have to have a phone. You don't realize you have a network that allows you to download. You're not thanking God that you have a car and that you're not walking across the Sahara every morning. You're not being thankful that you have braces, or that maybe you were able to get your teeth cleaned 6 months ago. Maybe you're not thankful that you have things to beautify yourself like jewelry. Maybe you're not thankful that you have a bar of soap to wash this morning, or that you had a toothbrush to brush your teeth, or that you have a wonderful cup of water, or even that you have a copper vessel to energetically charge your water and to balance its minerals. Whatever it is, you have everything that you need in this moment. If you're watching this video, you have everything you need. And the more you focus on that, the better you feel. The more you lay around and feel sorry for yourself, the worse you're going to feel. Why? Because two things can't occupy the same space. It's one of my best friend's favorite sayings. Two things can't occupy the same space, baby. You can't have fear and faith. You can't have pain and pleasure. Okay, so if you're experiencing fullness and gratitude in this moment, like me, that's the only thing I can see and feel right now. But I had to make a choice to get in front of this camera. I had to get myself to this place to get in front of this camera, because initially I was like, I think I just want to watch some more Little House on the Prairie. I'm trying to take the rest of the week off, kind of, sort of. I think I just want to kind of lounge around. It would have been easy for me to do that, right? But I decided, balance. Life is about what? Balance. You can't just lay up all the time, and you can't just work all the time. You can't just be a social recluse all the time, nor can you be out and about socializing all the time. Life is what, everybody? A balance. Okay, so let's go to the next one. The last one. This is not the last one, but it's the last one on my list that I can remember off the top of my head, but it's the most difficult one, and it is mindfulness. Being mindful and being conscious. It took me so many years. I was so asleep in my slumber. I was so not awake. I was so just going through the motions in my life like a little ant in a two-dimensional reality, just going north and south and then stopping and going east and west, never looking up to see the glory of the sun. You don't want to be that type of person. So this is about starting to take stock of what's going on up here. This thing has to be managed. Why do you think in the tarot deck we have the swords cards? Because they can make you or break you. This mind can be your best friend or your worst enemy. It must serve spirit. It must serve the work that your soul has come here to do. You get to decide the quality of your thoughts, so you must monitor them. You must inspect what you expect. That's it. If you don't inspect this thing, hold it to task, investigate it, introspect, reflect, contemplate, this thing is going to do all sorts of things to your life. It has to be managed, and it was never supposed to be front and center. It was never supposed to be getting the standing ovation at the expense of your emotions, at the expense of your heart, your feelings, your spirit, and your soul. It was never supposed to be doing that. But somehow it climbed to the top of our awareness during the age of Pisces. Thank God we're coming into the age of Aquarius. Thank you, God. So it really is about starting to monitor on a moment-to-moment basis. Initially, that may be too much work for you, so start 2 or 3 times a day. Stop and take stock of how you're feeling, what you're thinking, what is going through your mind. What things are you saying that are not serving you? What self-judgmental and judgmental thoughts of other people are you having? Stop and take stock. Become more mindful. Slow down during your day. If you're eating, eat. Don't eat and watch TV. If you are chewing, chew. I'm a fast eater. This is very challenging for me. I have periods where I actually masticate and chew my food, and periods where I just sort of eat like a hyena. So this is seriously, this is very important. The next thing I want to talk to you about, and it looks like this is number 5. We've done 6. We did 7 a second ago. We'll go back and do 6. But 5 is, look at the things in your life that you are dissatisfied with. Oftentimes people can name things right away, like their job. They can name the quality of their relationships. Often many of my clients say, I don't understand why I keep attracting these type of relationships. That type of person is breaking into the realm of being self-aware. The person who cannot even ask themselves why they are attracting these kinds of relationships has a very low level of self-awareness, if any at all. They are really at the third dimensional caveman type of mentality. And there's nothing wrong with that person, because I was there too, from whence I've come. Who am I to criticize? I'm just saying I feel much better where I am now because I have a greater degree of control over my life. I can manifest certain things into my life a lot faster when I know I don't have to work as hard. So you're asking yourself, where in my life am I dissatisfied with what I'm experiencing? Take your last relationship, take your current relationship, and say, why did that break up? What was it about that relationship that I wished I still had, and why? Or what was it that was not able to be solved in that relationship? Or what is it about that relationship that was like the 3 before it, or the 10 before it? Or why is it that I keep getting these jobs where I can't get along with my coworkers? I have a lot of people that come to me with that type of thing. They say something like, I can't get along with girls. I only get along with guys. Now, back in the day when I was less aware, that sounded like a really sensible statement. Wow, girls are jealous, girls are catty, this, that, and the other. But now it's like, it's kind of asinine, because it's not real. It's real to the extent that you labeled it that way, and that's how you see it. So those are the kinds of issues you're going to keep having. But what it does is it does you a disservice, and it says I don't have to look at myself. I can blame those people over there. I can blame them for the problems that they have. Black Lives Matter. I can blame them for the problems that they have. They don't do this, they don't do that, all that stuff. So we need to dispense with that. Number 6. Oh, this is similar. Once you investigate and you start to identify certain things, I tend to be a little selfish. I tend to maybe not listen as much to others. I need to work on empathy. I am a people pleaser. I don't speak up for myself when I need to. I can speak up for myself in my financial life. I can tell you, no, I don't have the money. No, I can't give you this $120 for the 7th time. I lent it to you last week. You never paid it back. And then the 10 years before that, I lent it to you once every May. You never paid it back. No, I can't give it to you. You can say no about that. But put you in a relationship where you're being walked over, abused, cheated on, disrespected, dishonored, dislocated, whatever, and you can't say anything. So it's about investigating, self-investigating, looking at yourself, shining the light of awareness on you and saying, where in my life did this happen? And let me trace this back. When did I do this again in that relationship? When did I do it again in the relationship before that? And the one before that? Trace back, follow the crumbs, and see how far back this goes, and then begin to heal that area of your life. It may take you to get in touch with a mentor or a spiritual teacher like me, or to do some Reiki energy work, or to attend some workshops, or to read some books, or to see a therapist or a counselor. Whatever it takes, you got to be doing something. And whatever it is you're doing, you got to address it at all of the 5 levels, the 5 pillars, I call them. You got to go at it at every level, okay? And then I think the last thing that I have, we got a few more. I talked about the mindfulness. Number 8 is, let me make sure I did, body awareness. This is a very important one because sometimes it doesn't come up for review here. Our minds are someplace else. We are discombobulated. We are chaotic up here. Maybe we cannot focus, or maybe we want to address it from a multitude of levels. So this is about feeling the sensations in your body. And when you feel the sensations in your body, ask yourself, what is that? I'm getting heart palpitations. What's going on? Where am I? Am I afraid that my boss is calling me into his office? Did I steal something from my sister and she's coming to ask me for it and I'm afraid I'm going to have to lie? Like, what is going on? And then trace that body emotion back and see how that body emotion is actually an informing sensation. And number 9 is the pains in your physical body. This is a little bit different than just body sensations, everybody. This is more about what long-term chronic issues am I having in my body? And what does that tell me about myself? I'm going to give you an example. Throat chakra, jacked up for many years. Okay? Still have issues with it now because I talk a lot. Not just in my job, but I talk too much. I'd like to be a lot more quiet. But for these next few years, I'm on a mission. But after that, y'all, I promise you, I'm going to sit in the forest somewhere and I'm going to shut the up. Okay? And I'm not playing. But before in my life, I was being dishonest. I was not telling the truth. I was hiding things. And as a result, I lost my voice. It masked itself as laryngitis and overworking. Physically, I was also too out of balance because I was running. I was doing a lot of physical moving around the things that I was lying about and trying to keep straight and being dishonest about. And so as a result, my throat chakra freaking closed up. Literally, when I went to see the specialist, the whole bottom half of my vocal cords, bottom 2/3, this is what they look like. Okay, from here down, nothing was vibrating. I had lesions and everything, okay? Now, I'm supposed to have surgery on my vocal cords. Didn't end up having to have surgery. I did black seed oil. Thank God for that nugget of wisdom. But the point is, as I began to speak the truth and as that morphed, because these things morph, y'all. At that time in my life, I was hiding things. At another point in time in my life, I was hiding things because I wasn't in my truth. I was busy following that religion that I didn't fit into and being afraid of what all those people were going to think when I told them, no, I'm not doing this anymore. So I was hiding my truth then, and I was dealing with vocal cord issues. Whenever you are not in alignment with your true self, it is going to mask itself behind the physical issues that you experience in your body. And until you come correct with your body, until you identify and acknowledge with your body and have that conversation and apologize and try to do better, you will continue to experience those situations. So you are with Tanisha Ali of Butterfly Transformations, helping you to get yourself clear, helping you to clear and heal emotional and energetic blockages, helping you to manifest the glory of God that is within you and up-level your mindset. Do not forget to get this book. This book will be a great companion on your high vibrational journey. If you're trying to go up, it's a perfect book. It's not a chapter book. Who has time to read chapter books today in the way that we used to? You need pearls of wisdom and nuggets of knowledge condensed to help you each and every day. So each day starts out with a quote, a verbal, and a question that you need to ask yourself, that you can journal about or that you can just ask yourself on the way to work. What is it that I'm most afraid of? How is this playing out in my life? So anyway, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, or share this video. Much, much love to you. I'm getting back to Little House on the Prairie. Going to enjoy the rest of my day. I hope that you remember that tomorrow is, I don't know when you're going to get this video, so it won't be authentic in terms of the day, but tomorrow is the eclipse in December. I believe it's in Sagittarius or Gemini, I forget. But what I know is it's amazing, transformative, amplified, and intense energy. Take advantage of it. Mwah.